welcome back to our channel. If you're not familiar with us, we're Barbara and Mark. We own Wiki Design, a branding, web design, and SEO studio, and we are on the road full-time as digital nomads. So people ask us all the time, is being a digital nomad expensive? And the answer really is it's not. It's actually in a lot of ways cheaper than when we lived in Philadelphia and owned a house. There's a lot of different money saving techniques that we use while we're on the road. So we just wanted to talk about how we make everything work and kind of go into the tools that we use to help us save money. So let's just get right into it. So the biggest thing that we spend money on is our accommodations. So finding a place to stay while you're on the road, that's obviously pretty important. So we use a couple different services. The main one is Airbnb. So with Airbnb, I'm sure you're familiar with it. You're staying in people's homes that sometimes they rent out, just for like vacations and stuff. But with Airbnb, what we found is that if you book for a longer amount of time, you actually can get a discount. So that's been pretty helpful for us, and a lot of times it's cheaper than a hotel.
Yeah. So it's not every location. So we've done a lot of testing and figuring it out. So with Airbnb, if the host that has it wants to give discounts, they can. Not all do. I've noticed this. So some will give weekly discounts. If you stay for 1 week and 2 days, you get a weekly discount. Some do it for a month. Some are 31 days now. I think there's been a recent change. So if you want to stay in a place for a month, stretch that over to like 32 days, 31 days, because sometimes there's a bigger discount for 31 plus days. So yeah, huge discounts. And I mean, we've seen somewhere it's like 50% off, 60% off. So like she said, there's actually times where it is cheaper than our old mortgage was going to be. And it's a bigger place. And it's got more amenities in our old place. So
right.
Yeah.
And I would just say that you kind of need to be flexible with dates when you are on the road. One of the things that when we first started this journey, we were trying to plan out everything way far in advance. And we kind of realized that it was a lot harder to do that because we use a couple different services to book our accommodations. It was really getting difficult to say, okay, in 6 months we want to be here. So we kind of do things like a month and a half in advance instead of figuring out like a whole 6 month year plan. Because if you are flexible on those dates, you do save some money. So if you can be, I would definitely try to play around with those dates and see what the price differences are, because it might be a couple $100, and that definitely adds up over time.
The next tool that we use to help save money is trusted house sitters. Now, if you watch some of our past videos, you can tell we're big fans of trusted house sitters. And if you're not familiar with what the service is, it's basically in exchange for watching someone's pets in their house, you can get free accommodation. So you could live at their place and watch their pets, so you get to use all their amenities, washer and dryers, electricity, internet. So it's basically a free stay. But you still have to, you're responsible for their pets.
You have responsibility to watch their pets, so dogs, cats, whatever pets that they have, and keep the house, like water the plants and stuff like that, take out the trash. But it's great. The people that we've done house sits for have been wonderful, and we're just so lucky that
and same thing
like
with
exists.
Airbnb. You have to be you have to be very flexible, because these people are going on vacation, so you can't adjust somebody else's vacation to try to fit your schedule. So the way we tell people is trusted house sitters kind of takes the priority over Airbnbs and hotels, just because it's a free stay and that schedule can't be adjusted normally. So when you do a trusted house sitters, let's say that they're gone, for 5 days, you can get another day or two out of that stay, because a lot of times they want to, they want to feel comfortable, so they want you to be there like the day before, and you can stay the night, and they want to get adjusted to you in their house and their pets.
Let you know where everything is, and the feeding schedule, whatever it is that they need you to do. A lot of times they will ask you, can you come the day before? So it is important to be flexible with those dates. What I would add to the flexibility is, if you have sort of a loose plan of where you want to go, I would try to follow that. So for us, we want to go south. So we started out in Philadelphia, and we're kind of just going south down the East Coast. So we're not looking at trusted house sitters in Canada, because that's not anywhere where we want to be. So we're trying to, find places in a general area that we're going to be traveling to, and instead of just like blindly looking at everything. I think that
one cool thing you can do, and so once we're done with this digital nomad journey, I told Bart, I was like, I would like to still do trusted house sitters wherever we live locally. So if we go back to the Philly area, I highly recommend that if you just want to kind of test out if you like this digital nomad lifestyle, you can actually just try out trusted house sitters in your local area. So stay in someone's house for a week or two and just get a feel for it. Do you like being in a house that you're not familiar with and your internet there? If you don't like it, then you clearly have your answer that this isn't the lifestyle for you. So it's a crazy lifestyle, and it's not for everybody, and we're still adjusting a lot while we're on the road doing this, but that's like a good trial, is just try that out.
Yeah, definitely good tip. Some other free tools that we use for our business that help us save money and just make things a lot easier for us. We use Wave Accounting as our accounting software, so that helps track our expenses, and our invoicing is all through there. It's a really great service. You can pull all your reports, from over past few months to the years. It makes things a lot simpler for us. It's all online, and it's totally free to use. They do take out merchant fees for if you use their payment system, but other than that, you're not paying anything additional for the service.
So even if you don't have invoices, you invoice clients, or you can still just use it for your expenses and for your taxes. So at the end of the year, we can write off all the stuff we've been doing, so all the gas and meals and stuff that we can write off. You just throw that in there at the end of the year, export it, and so it's like TurboTax but free, basically. It's like
and it's important when you're running a business, especially running a business on the road, to keep track of all of those expenses. So this is a great service that does that all for us. So that's one thing. Another thing that we like to use is Buffer for our social media. So if we're going to be traveling one day and we know we're not going to be at our computer, we'll schedule a couple posts for that day, so things are still going out to our followers, but we don't have to worry about being there in the room. Especially if we're traveling, we don't want to have to worry about stuff like that. We just want to focus on where we're going to next. So that's another great tool that we use. We use Planoly for our Instagram posts, and that helps us a lot. Because like I said, you definitely want to be consistent with your social media, but when you're on the road, it is a little bit harder.
And Buffer's free, right? For three accounts or something?
Buffer is free. Planoly is free. They do have paid versions of that, but if you just have a couple social media accounts, you don't have to pay, and it works really well. So definitely recommend those two.
All right, cool. Yeah. So what's the next one is, so we highly recommend that when you are thinking about, a loose plan, if you want to be a digital nomad, is plan it around seasons and or events. So, what would you recommend? So
try to go in the off season to places if you can. So like, for example, we want to visit Austin, Texas, because we both have never been there. We know that in March is when South by Southwest is in Austin, and that's a huge event. There's going to be a ton of people in Austin during that time, so that means that it's going to be harder to find a place to stay.
And more expensive.
And a lot more expensive, and a lot more crowded, so we might not be able to actually do some of the things that we want to do.
What was the other one we did? We were trusted house sitters we were looking at.
Like New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. I was
we were like,
no. And it's like, it would be free. Yeah, it would be free, but then we have to deal with Mardi Gras. That's not our thing, really. But so what is it? So the winter time, you want to probably go more north to actually get the better deals?
You'll probably get better deals in the north during the winter. So if you're into skiing or snowboarding and stuff, that obviously, that's probably not the case, but
if you want to do it, I would say on the cheap, because I've noticed that, so Trusted House Sitters, it's here in winter time, it's just the beginning of January. Tons of people in Canada are going on vacation, so
Yeah.
If you are flexible, there's tons of like free house sits up in Canada, but not so much down in Florida right now. So
Right, because people from Florida are probably not going north. But if you're like into things like skiing or snowboarding, you obviously have to go to places where they have winters. But a trusted house sitter service, you could stay in the place for free and still do like the skiing and everything. So that's kind of an option. I just recommend try to go to places in the off season when there's not like a big event. Like I know CES is in Vegas pretty soon, so there's going to be tons of people there, so there'll probably be higher room rates during that time. So just try to pay attention to what's going on in the area, and you can definitely save money doing that.
Now, we have heard of some people who've done this. I don't know how they do it, but with a system like Trusted House Sitters, they're actually doing that almost completely exclusively and full time. So that means there's people out there who are jumping around. Like they would be in Atlanta for a couple of weeks, and then they'll jump all the way over to like Austin, Texas, like back to back almost. Like so they're doing it where they're spending very little money in between stays. That's hard to do, and you can do it, I guess. You just be very flexible.
Yeah, I guess it really just depends on where you want to go and how flexible you are with traveling. If you're willing to drive for a couple days, maybe to get to
save a week, it could
place,
add up. Yeah,
that could definitely be an option for you. But what we like to do personally is just kind of have like a loose plan of the destinations and area that we want to be in and try to use these different services and different things available to save some money. Another big thing for us is using credit card points. So even before we were digital nomads, we traveled a lot using credit card points. We haven't paid for a domestic flight in 4 years, almost 5 maybe, because you take advantage of different offers that credit cards have available. And I will say, don't go into debt to try to save money. So a lot of these credit card companies will say if you spend $3,000 within the first 3 months of having the credit card, you get like an extra 60,000 points, and a lot of times that can be 2 flights, maybe sometimes even 3. But if you weren't going to spend $3,000, don't just go frivolously spend $3,000 and get yourself into debt.
Well, that's what's good about if you are on the road like this. So you could pay like that $3,000 real quick could be eaten up by your Airbnb stay. So you can stay, a month or a couple months somewhere, rack up that enough points, then you could fly somewhere or use it for hotels or other travel. So if you do it right, you can basically just balance between like the credit card points, staying in places, credit card points, just kind of keep building up. But
it definitely has helped us save money, but I just like to preface this by saying we pay our credit card off every month. We're not in a bunch of debt. We're actually living debt free. So, proceed with caution with that. You definitely don't want to spend money that you don't have, or just because you're gonna get like a free flight out of it. That's not worth it.
Now, so instead of flights, some credit cards, like we just cancel one where you get 10x points. So when you stay in a hotel, like was it Capital One Venture or whatever? Was it
Capital One Venture is a good one.
So if you booked your hotel stays through their hotels.com like affiliate link, you get 10x points. So we did that for a couple of weeks. So we racked up tons of points.
Yeah, and we're able to get hotel stays for free for that. So there's different things that you can do to help save money is basically what we're trying to say. So check out those different offers. Like Capital One Venture is a great one. Chase Sapphire has a really good program, and if you are flying a lot, Southwest they have a great Rapid Rewards program. You don't even need to actually have the card to be a Rapid Rewards member, but with the card they give you some additional bonus stuff. So I would check those 3 out. Those are really good and ones that we personally have used over the years to help save money on flights and hotel stays.
Yeah, it's kind of like a different mindset we have now because you never really get rewarded when you pay your mortgage, or your rent. But now we're living a life where we're traveling and we're actually getting rewarded for using our credit card to pay where we're staying. It's a weird thing going on, but
it's all just kind of like perspective and how you can definitely use.
We're being
these
rewarded
systems
for staying at Airbnbs. It's fun actually.
You can definitely use the things that
are out there.
The companies are offering. Take advantage of what they have, because you can extend your stays, and sometimes you can stay in even better places than you may normally have, just because you're saving money on other areas. So check those out. So those are just a couple different things that we wanted to go over as to how we manage digital nomad life and how we can afford to do this. It's like we said, and a lot of times it is cheaper for us every month to be on the road than it is to live in a house, and we're getting to see the country, so it's pretty cool. If you like this video, leave us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. We're happy to answer anything. And let us know if there's anything that we've missed too. If there's something that helps you save money for traveling, leave that in a comment down below. We'd love to hear that. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.